what's working and what's not working. Like, hey, did I feel like I slept good last night, and what did I do? Welcome to the Women Rockin' Midlife Podcast, soulful wellness to elevate your second act. You deserve to deeply love every moment of your life, living your best life with pure joy, optimal health and abundance, with the energy, time, and inner peace to savor experiences with your loved ones and with yourself. Hi, I'm Jen Kunkel. Join me on this soulful journey to complete wellness in midlife and beyond. Do you feel like menopause made you an insomniac? If you feel like your sleep patterns have been disrupted ever since menopause started coming on, then you're not alone. Lots of people feel this way. It's a very common symptom. And guess what? When you are lacking sleep, your brain is not functioning optimally. Your body is not functioning optimally. Your mental capacity is highly diminished, and your emotional state is going to be very, like a roller coaster. If you feel like you're on that emotional roller coaster, it could be lack of sleep more than anything else. It's really important to get better sleep, right? So let's talk about how to own your sleep instead of losing it. If I have difficulty sleeping, I just get up. Like if I'm laying there tossing and turning and it's just not working and I'm just not getting to sleep, I've tried meditation, I've tried this, I've tried that, and it's not working, just get up and do something. And yeah, sometimes that throws off the schedule and it feels better. So that's an option. You don't have to do it if it doesn't work for you, if it doesn't work for your schedule, but that's what I like to do, is just get up and do something. I'm fortunate enough to have flexibility in my schedule where if I really needed to, I can take a nap during the day. But I'll be honest with you, that rarely happens. If I get up and do stuff, I do just end up being a little tired. So it has its downsides. But I don't think it's any worse than just tossing and turning in bed and not getting anything done. So at least I can feel good about being kind of productive. And sometimes just getting up and doing something will make me tired enough that I can go to sleep fast once I finally do lay down again. It's not for everyone, but it is definitely an option. How about you? What do you like to do? Do you like to just lay there trying to get to sleep, hoping you can get a few hours or at least a few minutes in before the alarm goes off? If you can avoid an alarm, oh my gosh, that's even better. The next thing is sleep hacks, of which there are tons, and a lot of them do work. Here's one that you might not have ever thought of. Set an alarm to go to bed. Go to bed at a time where you know that you're going to get enough sleep and that you're not going to bed so early that you wake up too early either. If you actually go to bed too late and you're overtired, then you may not be getting good sleep. Another thing that I started doing not too long ago is stopping screen time a certain amount of time before I go to bed, and I started wearing blue blockers too. So why blue blockers? This is something that's real easy for people to do. The computer screen, the light, and the phone screen, whatever your device, the screens, I think even the TV, puts off a light that makes your brain think it's like midday. This is a part of your autonomic nervous system, right? It's supposed to start producing melatonin and, like making you get ready to go to sleep. But if you're looking at a computer screen, or if you're the kind of person that has like all the dang lights on in the whole house, then your brain doesn't know that it's actually getting closer and closer to time to go to bed. So if you wear the blue blockers, that is supposed to block out that kind of rays so that your brain can understand that, hey, it's getting close to bedtime. I'm one where I like the darkness as it's getting dark outside. I mean, yeah, I use lights to do stuff, but if I'm just sitting and like reading on a Kindle or watching TV, I probably have no other lights on. And okay, so that's one hack. Maybe it's two hacks. cut off your screen time 30 to 60 minutes before you go to bed. Wear blue blockers. So your brain can like adjust to what time it really is and not be tricked by all your devices. Here's another one. I don't know about you, but I have always hated the snooze button. My ex-husband would hit the snooze button, I don't even know how many times. But I was like, just set the alarm for later because it's disturbing sleep. I've always known that. And guess what? Science backs me up on it. Hitting the snooze button is not giving you high quality sleep to sleep for 10 to 15 minutes in between times when the alarm goes off. Just set your alarm for what time you really need to get up and get up. Okay. Go easy on alcohol before you go to bed. You might think, oh, I can have a little sip, have a little nightcap, I can sleep better. My grandma used to do that. She'd have a little bit of whiskey before bed, and I think she did wine or something. She said it helped her sleep, but you know what? It probably didn't. It probably really didn't help her sleep. It probably disrupted her sleep. There's a couple obvious ones, right? Like sleep in the dark. I actually have a sleep mask that someone gave me. Oh my gosh, it's my favorite thing ever. It's a little uncomfortable to wear sometimes, but if I can get it in a comfortable position, oh my gosh, I have the best sleep when it's totally dark. I like pitch black. I don't like any light coming in. And if I'm sleeping someplace where the light does start to come in, which I typically do actually, I kind of get up with the sun, more or less. But if I have the sleep mask on, I can sleep in. Sleeping in to me is like 7, that's like really late for me. The temperature too, a cooler temperature is actually going to help you sleep better. And of course, if you're dealing with night sweats and hot flashes, that's super, super obvious. You know what else I discovered? When I was younger, I could drink a big old coffee at 7 p.m. and go to bed fine and have no effect by it. But now I ditch the coffee by about noon I notice it. I have had times where I'm like, my coffee's just tasting really yummy. It's like 4:00 in the afternoon. I should probably stop drinking coffee. I sort of sip on like an iced coffee, a mocha. I make it myself. I use the actual cocoa powder, like the baking stuff. And then I've been putting honey in it. I change it up a little bit. And then a little bit of almond milk or coconut milk. That's super good, but it's a little heavy. So I usually just stick to a little bit of almond milk. So I just have it mixed up and sitting there. And then I usually don't finish it by noon. Maybe I can push it to 1. So when I notice that it's getting a little bit later, I'll just put it in the fridge and save it for tomorrow because I don't want to be all hopped up. As I'm recording this right now, I'm looking at my coffee and I drank maybe about it's like 1.5 inches down from the top. So I haven't really drank very much of it yet. And it's already noon. So it'll probably be a later coffee day today, maybe 1 or 2. But yeah, I did notice that when I cut it off around noon, that I do sleep better. Do you exercise regularly? Because that helps too. Even if you just go for a little walk, right? Want to hear a weird one? Socks. What? So you're keeping it cool, right? But maybe your feet get too cold and it keeps you awake. You got to try it. I think sometimes it might work, sometimes it won't. I know I've gone to bed in socks before and I usually end up kicking them off. Like when we go camping, I put socks on because it's cold. And I usually have to peel those off. By the way, when you exercise, don't do something vigorous right before bed. That's probably just going to wake you up. And that's not necessarily true. I used to actually, when I first started working out in my 20s, I was 19 when I first started working out, and I actually worked out all the time. I was kind of obsessed or addicted to it. I would work out in the morning and in the afternoon. So I think maybe because I was working out so much that I was tired. Plus, I was in my 20s. So when I would go to bed in my 20s, I would just sleep and no problems at all, right? You have to experiment to see what works best for you. Maybe, I like to get up in the morning and go for a walk, except for I live in Las Vegas. So in the summertime, which starts in like March, no, not really, May. And it does start getting pretty hot pretty early around May. It's back and forth. Anyway, when it's like 100 degrees outside at 5 o'clock in the morning, I don't really want to go for a walk. That's actually not a joke. It really does do that sometimes. But in the summer, I spend a lot of time in the Utah mountains, and the walks are beautiful there, and the weather is beautiful. So I do get some exercise in the summer. All right. So any kind of exercise, even if you just do some yoga. I mean, yoga at night, you still have to try it though, because that could also wake you up more than it puts you to sleep. So find what works best for you. What about quietness versus like white noise? Again, personal preference. What works best for you? I'm really big on logs. Okay, so if you're trying these things, keep a little journal. Don't try them all at once. Try one thing, another thing, and kind of make a note of what's working and what's not working. Like, hey, did I feel like I slept good last night, and what did I do? And you can try to keep it in your head, but honestly, you're going to get faster, better results if you write it down somewhere. You could just put it right in your calendar if you want to, make a note. The simplest way you can do it is best, obviously. So another hack, if you sleep with someone else, sometimes that can be an issue. Like they're like a heater, or they snore, but also some couples, when they lose a partner, they're like, oh, I can't sleep without his snoring, But here's something that's real easy to do. And I've done this and I love it. And I don't know why it's just not a normal thing. Separate blankets. If you're sharing a bed with somebody, if you each have like your own blankets, then you might actually sleep more comfortably. Like my mom has a bed that's one of those adjustable ones. It's like two kind of twin beds. So the fitted sheets are individual. She still uses the full other sheet, but theoretically you could make it like two twin beds. Maybe one of you likes to have your blanket, maybe one of you likes a lighter blanket. Then everybody wins, right? And if you don't like how it looks, just throw the whole thing, throw a comforter, a full-size comforter over the whole thing when you make the bed. What other tips do you guys use for sleeping better? I like to meditate. That's always good. It seems like that's what I recommend for everything though. So I wanted to talk about some more practical tips. Here's another healthy tip, right? Get some sunlight first thing in the morning. I heard this on, I don't remember who it was. I heard it on another podcast actually. And it was just tips for general wellness to get sunlight first thing in the morning. I think she was saying just a couple of minutes. I mean, just shoot for 10 or 15, right? Kind of give you the reset. It may even, the sunlight goes into your eyes and into your brain and tells you it's morning. It's time to get moving, and it will reset. Almost like the nighttime with the blue blockers, that your brain is acknowledging that now it's time to wake up versus it's time to sleep. Okay. Make sure you have a comfortable mattress, a comfortable pillow. Don't drink too much water before bed, because I hear a lot of women saying, what keeps me awake is I have to keep going to pee. Yeah. And, that might be something to get checked out too if you have an issue, like a bladder issue, urinary tract issue, if you have to pee a lot. Kegels to strengthen your bladder can help with that too. All right, so that is a lot of hacks, a lot of sleep hacks. Hopefully, I know some of them were things that you've seen before, but hopefully you got a couple of unique tips here that you could try. But here's the really big one. Address the root cause. Do you have thoughts rolling around in your head? Is it more like a stress thing going on? Is it hormones feeling out of balance? When I say root cause, I don't mean let's address just the bodily root cause. I'm talking about going deeper to the energetic root. And my main method of dealing with that energy is releasing emotional trauma that has been trapped in the body, energies that are getting stuck in your natural, healthy energy flow of your body. Remember, we're all energy. Everything's energy in some form or another. So your emotions can get trapped in your body. Think about your thoughts. Do you have repeating thoughts that are going over and over in your head? Yeah, you could write it down, let it go, meditate on it, but we can go even deeper than that. And we can find the root seed of that repeating thought, and we can release the emotions behind it, make a permanent shift in your energetic and emotional state, and bam, it's gone. And you can sleep better. At least that's the perfect world version of it, right? Might involve a little bit more of that. But if you want some more information on how that works, hit me up at wildsavvy.com/HHQ to get more information on my hormonal harmony quest. Or you can just book a conversation with me at wildsavvy.com/chat. CHAT. Yes, you can talk to me directly. Face to face, real person, not an AI, not a robot. All right. Thanks for joining me. I will talk to you next time.